Act 2, Scene 1.
Scene 1 begins with Fleance and Banquo walking into the torch-lit hall of Macbeth's castle. They begin to have a conversation about how it is late, and even though Banquo is tired, he refuses to go to bed because of late he has been having nightmares. Macbeth enters, and Banquo and Fleance begin to wonder why he is still up. They claim that the king is already asleep, and Banquo brings up the fact that he has had a dream about 3 witches. They talk about the dream about the 3 witches for a while, but then decide to have that conversation at a later time. Banquo and Fleance leave, and Macbeth begins to see a floating dagger before him. Macbeth has a vision of a floating dagger in front of him, and he begins to wonder whether or not he should go on with his plan to kill Duncan. He tries to grasp the sword, but continues to fail. After a while, he sees blood on the dagger, but then soon realizes that it is just a pigment of his imagination. Then Macbeth hears the signal of Lady Macbeth and goes to kill Duncan.
Act 2, Scene 2.
As Macbeth walks out, Lady Macbeth walks in. She imagines that the Macbeth is in the room killing the king right now. At this point, she then hears a cry from hearing Macbeth killing the king. She worries that it might have woken up the chamberlain. She begins to wonder if he can fail, but sees him come out with blood covering his hands and on the dagger. She at first embraces him, knowing that he's been through a lot and that it was a rough thing to try to kill him. But then he realizes how stupid she is for having put in blood on the dagger and taken it over to her. She goes and washes off the blood from the dagger. When Macbeth is sitting here, he hears a knock on the door and sees the blood still on his hand. Lady Macbeth comes back and brings him to go wash off his hands before answering the door. The knocking continues.
Act 2, Scene 3.
Porter comes down the stairs to answer the knock on the door. He sees Macduff and Lennox, and they complain about how long it took to open the door. Porter then blames it on alcohol and how late he was up. Macbeth answers, and Macduff asks if the king is still awake. Macbeth replies that he's asleep and leads Macduff to the room. Macduff comes out screaming, saying the king is dead. Macduff and Lennox come in, and Lady Macbeth is in shock.
Macbeth and Lennox come out of the bedroom to see Donald Bane and Malcolm outside. Macbeth announces that he killed the chamberlains, and Lady Macbeth faints. On the side, Malcolm and Donald Bane talk about how they are afraid they will be the next to die, and Malcolm discusses how he will move to England and Donald Bane should go to Ireland. They leave the scene.
Act 2, Scene 4.
Ross walks out of the castle with an old man. They discuss outside the strange things that have happened over the past few days, like the fact that it's daytime but dark out, like an owl killed a falcon, like Duncan's horses were behaving wildly and ate each other. Macduff comes out of the castle and tells Ross that Macbeth is king. Macduff tells Ross it was most likely the chamberlains that killed the king, but everyone is suspicious of Malcolm and Donald Bane as they fled. End of Act 2.